people do that.
Some people don't label their cameras for one, and the other is they have a large system.
So everything's camera 1?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that aspect. But if you switch it on the screen, is that going to change the playback?
No, the playback is ordered like once or whatever. If you're on the software, like for example, if you're on the main screen and they're seeing something right here, and they want to go back, I believe you can go to quick playback. I think it's in the software where you right click and you just go to, you can go back, automatically right to playback, and it'll go back or you'll jump back.
I think there's a way around the question. I understand exactly what you're talking about.
For sure, sir.
Yeah, because I did that recently. The only way to relocate the camera is to factory default that camera. So it goes back to that 0064.
Yep.
Once you plug it back,
You can default it.
now it's going to come camera that was number 1. Now it can become 4. And 4, you have to do the same thing to both cameras. Do I understand?
Sounds like a lot of work.
If you get it factory default, I have to do that.
Yeah, well, some cameras are easy to default, like you just press the button on the back.
Well, not every camera is 4 stories up somewhere on a roof.
Now, you
I mean, I would rather educate my customer as to how to use the system and label things properly. That takes less time for me with people.
Maybe this is a question for Greg, I'm not sure.
Money related?
No. Do you have any cameras with the external monitor port on the outside camera? The reason why I'm saying this is because we get killed with our installation time when we have complications and issues. If you've got a composite or CBBS.
You're talking about with turbo system?
With turbo or with IP, and there are manufacturers that make it. Okay, so here we are. So if you can plug in your old test monitor and it's coming out, I'm literally on the shell of the camera with a little rubber seal. And
only certain IP cameras in the PART series have that output.
Yeah.
With the IP.
Do you have them with the rubber seal? You say, I'm saying this because installation time kills us really good. And if you can just quickly hook up the camera and position it right there, and you set it up instead of going back around trying to reposition everything. If you're working with a small team and a large camera system.
So the way I would do it is, while I'm you're talking about angling the lens and getting it.
Positioning it physically.
Right. So when you're installing the camera, the guy on the other end plugs it in. You can pull that up on your phone almost instantly.
But that means you need to configure that virtual host virtual.
You don't have to talk directly to the camera in order to position it. You just need to see it.
Right. This is factoring in that you've already hooked it up to the network. You've already got the app going on your phone. And when you plug it into that cable, you've already terminated your wires into the DVR. But half the time, it's just not the situation in install because of various reasons. You haven't done all that. You're putting in the cameras.
So you can't dictate the sequence of events. It's, okay, we're ready for this section of it. We got to go over there now. The room that the NVR is going to sit in isn't ready yet. That kind of situation.
That kind of situation.
Yeah, I hear you.
So literally, you have a PoE power supply built into your monitor. We have these. And it can power the camera, and you can view the camera sometimes. But if you're going to use a analog monitor, how many cameras out there, Hikvision, you have that you can plug in to the CBBS on the shell of the camera?
Nothing on the shell, on the outer shell.
So they don't, because other manufacturers still do make this, that you can just plug in, right? Just flip off the rubber seal.
We don't make those. I mean, we're the largest manufacturer in the world, so there's probably a reason we don't do it. But that's the first time anyone brought that question to my attention. They're putting out about 200,000 cameras a day, which is, I think other people are following their footsteps rather. But you bring up a valid point. I mean, if you could do, maybe if you can get any control over dictating the sequence of events, like, hey, we can't come in until you give us X, Y, and Z, that may address some of the issues also.
That never happens, so
Yeah.
these IT departments that we deal with, they're just set up ready for us, they're ready to do the install.
Yeah.
So, it's perfect.
I understand, believe me, I wish, you know, I can always pass on feedback, you know, they ask sales engineers, you know, what's being brought to your attention, what's the common complaint? I imagine on large installs, yeah.
Does Hikvision make their own, IP monitoring?
We have a TDI monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the catalog, it's on the accessory page, but I don't think we have an IP one. Yeah, it's on page 49. In the bottom left, TDI one. We don't, not that I've been made aware of anyway. There's only certain products that are available here in North America, but Hikvision Global, you know, they might have something, and I can certainly pass it on. You know, we go to ISD West every year, and they wow us with all the new stuff, and it's growing. I'm like, really? So, who knows, maybe next week.
Speaking of which, may not be friendly to IP video doors.
We're doing access control currently, and also IP intercom. But they're currently restricted, so they're being beta tested around.
You doing like door station?
Yeah. Yep. Full intercom systems. I know they have like, if you go on YouTube and you search Hikvision, you'll see some crazy stuff from their corporate channel in terms of like they have parking garage monitoring systems that there's a camera on every space that keeps track of, you know, how full it is, and it'll report based on when you pick up your ticket, like, hey, here's where you go. Pretty advanced stuff, but again, we only get the front here.
Yeah. Are you gonna go through, and like logging into the individual camera? Set your computer to like the wifi or network or something?
I could do that. I mean, all right, so,
Just so that like, I don't know, if you did like a plug and play type of demonstration.
Yep.
What if you were doing it like where you're actually creating an IP address for each camera?
you never have to create an IP address for every camera. So, for example, like the NVRs that we have that are in the 9600 series with the two LAN ports, basically what happens is the LAN port that is associated with the camera network, you have cameras plugged into that switch that that's plugged into. The NVR automatically sees all the cameras. It just sees them, they pop up just the same way they would in SADP, our discovery tool. That, by the way, is available on tech.hikvisionusa.com. All you have to do with one of those series units, hit one touch adding, and everything just zips, imports itself. Done. You don't have to IP it manually at all.
Not if you're going to an IT department that has their own DHCP.
If you're dealing with them, you say, all right, here are all the boxes, look up all the MAC addresses, have fun, create your reservations for me.
They will, it'll take time, well, that's.
Oh,
what
yeah,
it's
that'll
all
take
about,
a week.
setting Scope and, yeah.
I'm former IT, yeah, I know what those guys are like. Yep.
VLANs and,
Question regarding, is specific question that to put your own IP on the camera. Cameras with SD card, NTR, whatever, got fallen, master or whatever. You know, go back to the SD card.
Right.
We need the camera, that's what the reason of that.
I don't understand the
To
question.
name the IP, like, transpose directly to the camera without the NTR.
Okay,
And review whatever is on the SD card that does it on the camera.
right. What about it?
What would you do, like, you don't have, like, names, each camera with IP address. The NVR picks up the camera, and gives the camera IP assignment automatically. That NVR gets busted.
You're talking about the SD card?
Yes.
All right, so one thing you mentioned about SD cards, we have a feature called ANR. ANR stands for Automatic Network Replenishment. So if you enable that feature, basically what will happen is, if the connection between the NVR and the camera is ever severed, it'll automatically start recording on its SD card.
Right.
Now, will that help you if someone steals this NVR? No, you lose power. But if the camera's powered separately from its own source, and that source remains constant when the NVR is no longer there, you'll start recording locally on the SD card.
Automatically?
Yeah.
Can you?
And in addition to that, what happens is when the connection, if the MBR is not stolen, is reestablished, it'll upload the contents to the SD card, fill in the gap in recording. Very cool feature.
That's a good reason to have a separate.
You have to configure it in the actual camera.
Would you be able to feed it the COE plus additional power to the camera?
I'm sorry?
If you're feeding the camera with COE, the extra jack, can you feed it additional power to that power? Or will you run the camera?
If you apply external power
Yeah.
and PoE,
Yeah.
PoE won't work. Because what happens is the barrel connector here on this camera,
Picking one or-
once that's shorted out, it does not enable the PoE pin. It just says, hey, I don't need PoE power.
Okay, so
Doesn't do both.
then take it from that.
What's that?
Then take it with green power.
It'll take power from,
Okay.
if you have the barrel connector
Yeah.
connected to the 12 volt, you're,
That's what my, yeah, okay, good.
But then if you lose the 12 volt, will it then switch to PoE?
No.
well, what happens if you lose the 12 volt is, I think the camera will completely power down. I mean, I haven't really sat in my garage scratching my head trying to figure that one out, but,
That's a good reason to use a separate PoE switch.
yeah, that's one reason you use a separate PoE. Anytime you're going over 16 channels, you're gonna start to consider the 9600 series NBR, which would always require a separate PoE. The problem there is, you know, I don't know if the average burglar would realize you have to steal the switch as well as the
Yeah, the RJ45, the P is very small. If you put on the outdoor, outdoor, they can last. Maybe rusted after.
What do you mean last? Like an RJ45 connector?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, even the old traditional, RCA connector sometimes is rusted and with that we can replace
Well,
that.
To avoid corrosion, there's a little cap that comes in the box.
Yeah, I know, even that, sometimes in the outdoor, it's hot and cold and still has something, still can get in and.
If moisture, if you're worried about moisture, there's these great things called electrical tape. You can roll
Yeah,
around.
even with tape, like traditional, RCA, so the tape connector is still rusted.
So let me put it to you this way. I don't have any reports of any cameras that have been properly installed out in the field failing because of corrosion on their connectors. Heat shrink is probably the strongest heat shrink. But yeah, you don't, I mean, if I'm seeing corrosion in those connectors, it's because it wasn't installed right. That's what happens. You gotta make sure it's sealed. It comes in the box with a connector. Everyone, you know what they do with those connectors? Throw them away. That's what happens. You gotta use it. Their form isn't as good as mine.
I wasn't there like earlier, like when on administrative password on the DVR. Let's say I'm looking into it and you're the owner and tell me I forget the administrator. I want.
You gotta reset it.
Yeah.
X.hikvisionusa.com, password reset.
I do. The date formula.
What's that?
The date formula.
Yeah, the date. Don't lose it.
So anyone could walk into your office, call it in, and or there's any verification code in.
I'm sorry?
If I'm in your office, I want to
I don't have
reset your DVR. I'm doing something.
My car, yeah.
Can I just like barge into it and make my way in and just like reset it?
Do I reset passwords?
No, let's say I won't. No, what I mean like anybody could call in and they reset it for you. How would they
If you
verify?
have physical access to the device, yes.
How do you verify like
Reset it.
who is you?
Because you have to generate a code. Just go to the website, it'll show you how to do it.
You just don't. You need like you like it to generate and that's open. That's what I mean.
Any other questions, guys?
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for coming in.